there's going to be no Serena Vika round of 16 rematch, as both women are out of the French Open for two completely different reasons. Serena withdrew from her second round encounter versus Tsvetana Pironkova about an hour before they were scheduled to play, citing an Achilles injury. She actually sustained this injury in the US Open semifinals against Azarenka. Serena in her press conference said,
I love playing in Paris. I actually adore the clay. It's so, fun for me. And I really wanted to give an effort here. So it's my Achilles that didn't have enough time to properly heal after the Open. I was able to get it somewhat better, but just looking long term in this tournament, will I be able to get through enough matches? And so for me, I don't think I could, and struggling to walk. So that's kind of a telltale sign that I should try to recover. I tried, I always give 100%, and everyone knows that, but maybe even more than 100 if that's possible. But and that is, I take solace in that. And so I think Achilles is a real injury that you don't want to play with, because that is not good. If it gets worse, I think it's one of the worst. So I don't want it to get to that point where I actually have a chance to get better.
She continued to say, just 2 weeks of sitting down and doing nothing, and after that, I've been told I need to do a little training. But doing the math on that, more than likely, I don't know if I'll be able to play another tournament this year. It would mean a lot of time to fully recover for the future. I feel like my body is willing. This is not a nagging injury. This is an acute injury. If it was my knee, that would be more devastating for me. But this is something that just happened. It's super acute. That's totally different. So I think my body is doing really, really well. I just ran into, for lack of a better word, bad timing and bad luck really in New York. It happened, but my body is doing really well. And I can never do too much sitting because I've been working for over 20 something years. I love playing tennis, I love competing, and I love being out there. It's my job and I'm pretty good at it still. So until I feel like I'm not good at it, I'll be okay. And I'm so close to some things, like I'm almost there. That's what keeps me going. Serena also took to Instagram and said, Paris, I love you. Don't worry, I'll be back. Love you all, thanks for the support. Out, but not for long. I have to be honest, I'm really shocked when I woke up to this news that Serena withdrew, because I knew the Achilles could possibly reappear, the injury could possibly reappear, but maybe later in the tournament. And she played and really moved so well against Christy On. And she soon after the US Open Achilles injury, she actually went to the Monaco Academy and trained in Paris. So I thought the issue was really just a small, minor issue at the time, and it really wasn't that big deal, but obviously it is. And in the press conference, she addressed her movement against On, and it really seeming like there was no issue at all. In that second set, I felt like I needed to walk with a limp, and that was no good. I had to focus on just walking straight. This is obviously very disappointing to me as a fan, because she was playing well against Ant in the second set, and she looked like a serious contender for the title. This really isn't getting a whole lot of news coverage, and I think it's because people never really saw her to win the title because the tournament is played on clay. However, as Serena said herself, she really likes the surface. This has been a very disappointing year for Williams, as this tournament will be her last for 2020, but hopefully she's fine and healthy for 2021. Now, Victoria against Schmiedlova looked nothing like herself at all, as she wasn't confident, didn't hit with conviction, and just looked all out of sorts. She battled, but ultimately Anna wore her down, despite a nasty fall she suffered. Schmiedlova has had a very good tournament thus far, beating Venus and now Vika both in straight sets. She'll next likely play Yulia Putintseva, who I actually picked to beat Vika. I say this because, like Anna, Yulia can test the Belarusian's patience and make her very uncomfortable. Today's results mean that none of this year's US Open semifinalists will reach the third round in Roland Garros, as Jen Brady fell yesterday to Clara Towson in an epic match, and champion Naomi Osaka withdrew prior to the tournament. Obviously, Alina Svitolina benefits the most from these two shocking results, as both Serena and Azarenka were in her quarter, but Pironkova and perhaps Schmiedlova could cause problems for her, especially seeing that the Ukrainian herself has struggled in her opening 2 matches. Let me know what you think about Serena and Vika's exits, and whether Serena will be 100% and ready for slams in 2021. Also, who do you pick to advance through Svitolina's quarter? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and subscribe and click the notification bell so you're notified whenever we post new content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time here on Grand Slam Tennis News Today.